On March 8, 1968, a Soviet ballistic missile submarine, KL-129, vanished in the Pacific, taking with it 3 R-21 nuclear missiles and cryptographic equipment. Within hours, the U.S. Navy had pinpointed its final resting place using a secret network of underwater microphones called SOSUS. But what happened next is a story of secrecy and deception. The CIA spent $800 million to build a fake mining ship, the Hughes Glomar Explorer, to secretly recover the submarine and its classified contents. But why was this operation so important, and what did they really recover? In the late 1960s, the Cold War was at its peak, and the Soviet Union was expanding its nuclear capabilities. The Soviet submarine KL-129, with its 3 R-21 nuclear missiles, was a significant threat to the United States. When it sank, the U.S. Navy quickly located the wreck using its SOSUS network, a system of underwater microphones designed to detect and track submarines. The CIA saw an opportunity to recover the submarine and its contents, which could provide valuable intelligence on Soviet nuclear capabilities. The CIA's director, Richard Helms, authorized Project Azorian in 1969, with a budget that would eventually total $800 million. But what was the real goal of this operation, and how did they plan to keep it secret? The CIA contracted with Global Marine Development Incorporated to build the Hughes Glomar Explorer, a ship designed to lift the submarine from the ocean floor, using Howard Hughes Sumar Corporation as a front for deep-sea manganese nodule mining. The official story was that the Hughes Glomar Explorer was a commercial deep-sea mining vessel, intended to extract manganese nodules from the ocean floor. The CIA refused to confirm or deny any involvement in the operation, citing national security. This became known as the Glomar response, a policy of neither confirming nor denying the existence of the operation. But this story didn't add up. The cost of building the Glomar Explorer was exorbitant, and the technology used was far beyond what was needed for mining. It seemed that the CIA was hiding something, but what? The CIA's silence only fueled speculation and rumors about the true purpose of the operation. The government claimed that the Hughes Glomar Explorer was a commercial vessel, but document CIA FOIA, Project Azorian summary, states that the ship was built specifically to recover the sunken Soviet submarine KL-129, with the mining story serving as a cover. The CIA claimed that they couldn't confirm or deny the operation, but a 1975 Los Angeles Times investigation proved that the operation existed, and the CIA eventually acknowledged it by releasing thousands of pages of declassified records on Project Azorian in 2010. The CIA's story didn't add up, and the contradictions were starting to emerge. What else were they hiding? The recovery operation took place in July 1974, but what exactly did they recover, and what happened to the rest of the submarine? The CIA's after-action report notes that some materials were too damaged to yield useful intelligence, but what about the nuclear missiles and cryptographic equipment? And that's where this story becomes truly disturbing. But the most important document hadn't been found yet. The declassified CIA documents, including the Project Azorian summary and the Project Azorian financial report, reveal a detailed account of the operation. According to the CIA FOIA reading room, the Project Azorian summary states that the ship was built specifically to recover the sunken Soviet submarine KL-129, with the mining story serving as a cover. The Project Azorian financial report details the total cost of $800 million, 1974, and the breakdown of expenditures for ship construction, recovery equipment, and personnel. The CIA FOIA reading room also contains the Project Azorian post-mission report, which describes the July 1974 recovery, including the mechanical failure that caused part of the submarine to break off. Furthermore, the Project Azorian after-action report documents the material recovered from KL-129, including cryptographic equipment and missile components. The Los Angeles Times article U.S. reportedly lifted Soviet sub by William C. Shelton on February 7, 1975, forced the CIA into a policy of neither confirm nor deny that became known as the Glomar response. The Church Committee's final report, released in 1976, contains testimony from John Parangosky and other CIA officials on the scope and secrecy of Project Azorian. These documents provide concrete evidence of the CIA's involvement in the operation and the scale of the recovery effort. The CIA's after-action report notes that some materials were too damaged to yield useful intelligence, but what about the nuclear missiles and cryptographic equipment? The CIA has never officially released a complete inventory of what was recovered. Continued with more details. Declassified CIA documents, including the CIA FOIA reading room, reveal that the USS Halibut, SSGN 587, located the wreck of KA-129 at a depth of approximately 16,500 feet using the towed deep-sea camera and sonar system FISH in 1969. The CIA's senior manager for Project Azorian, John Parangosky, later testified before the Church Committee in 1975 that the primary goal was recovering Soviet nuclear missiles and cryptographic material. His testimony is included in the U.S. Senate Select Committee's final report. The recovery operation took place in July 1974, and the Glomar Explorer successfully raised a large section of KA-129. But a mechanical failure in the capture vehicle caused 2/3 of that section to break off and fall back to the sea floor. The CIA's after-action report notes that some materials were too damaged to yield useful intelligence, but what about the nuclear missiles and cryptographic equipment? The implication of the CIA's actions is profound. If the CIA was willing to spend $800 million to recover a Soviet submarine, what else are they capable of? The recovery of the submarine and its contents could have provided valuable intelligence on Soviet nuclear capabilities, but what did the CIA really recover? The CIA has never officially released a complete inventory of what was recovered, fueling speculation and rumors about the true purpose of the operation. The fact that the CIA was willing to go to such great lengths to recover the submarine suggests that they were willing to risk a great deal to gain access to Soviet technology and intelligence. But what else were they hiding? The fact that the CIA's after-action report notes that some materials were too damaged to yield useful intelligence raises more questions than answers. What happened to the rest of the submarine, and what did the CIA really recover? This isn't the only program the CIA preferred to bury rather than explain. Words don't disappear by accident, especially when they resurface 30 years later. The connection to recent news is clear. The declassification of CIA documents related to Project Azorian has shed new light on the operation, but many questions still remain. The recovery of the submarine and its contents could have provided valuable intelligence on Soviet nuclear capabilities, but what did the CIA really recover? The fact that the CIA has never officially released a complete inventory of what was recovered has fueled speculation and rumors about the true purpose of the operation. Recent declassification waves have allowed historians to reconstruct the operation in detail, while the legal precedent set by the Glomar response continues to affect FOIA litigation today. The CIA's actions in Project Azorian have raised questions about the limits of government secrecy and the importance of transparency in intelligence operations. The story of Project Azorian serves as a reminder that the truth is often more complex and intriguing than fiction. Other similar operations may have been conducted, and it's up to us to uncover them. What did the CIA really recover from the Soviet submarine K-129? The answer remains classified, but the implications are profound. If the CIA was willing to spend $800 million to recover a Soviet submarine, what else are they capable of? The truth about Project Azorian is a reminder that the government is capable of great secrecy and deception. And if what we just uncovered is only the surface, what lies beneath? The mystery of the recovered nuclear warheads and code books remains, and it's up to us to keep searching for the truth. The truth is still hidden, but the search continues.